people? How we doing? How we doing? Let's go over. Check it out. Yes, sir. Check out. Yes, sir. What's going on? You know what time it is. Twitter is good. Let's check. Let's check. The home. Yes, indeed. Welcome to SandCity Sports. To the business. How is everybody out there doing? Your host, the Cape Cod Kid. I'm here. Artist formerly known as Andre King, and we're back again to bring you all the sports and current events, news stories that you need to know. Of course, world of sports, what happened yesterday in Kansas City, what happened in the city of brotherly love, what the NFL Super Bowl is going to look like. Yes, much to get to there. The NBA, the Culture and Climate Inset Association, as relates to player empowerment and honoring your contract situation involving Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley. We're going there. Young stars of tomorrow, Cooper Flagg was out there styling and profiling for the Duke Blue Devils, who I would like to see make a run in the NCAA, bring back a little bit of, dare I say, normalcy for college athletics, meaning a team and a player that you actually can identify with. Has, even though Cooper's only been there for less than a year, and he's going to parachute out to the NBA draft and be likely the number one overall pick. We don't know. Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, certainly in that conversation. But I'd like to see Duke make some noise. Bring. They're going to bring the ratings with them. But this team is loaded with talent. As I understand it, they got some more talent coming next year with the Boozer brothers. But it'd be, you know what I mean. I like what Shire has done, and that'd be good. You know, the Dukes of the world. I like Houston. You know, with their coach uh, Kelvin Sampson. Let me get this. Is ridiculous. It's not Houston basketball. I'm saying Kelvin Sampson is his name. That's what I'm saying. I had it right. You know what I mean? Sometimes late. Kelvin Sampson, Ralph Sampson. He's obviously not Ralph Sampson. He's not 7'4", but he does a great job. And I'd like to see Houston to be into the mix. So talk a little bit. College b-ball, NBA playoffs are in the distance. All-Star game is on the horizon. We will get to that. But how's everybody out there doing? A little bit later on the East Coast, but the time is what we have. As you know, the nighttime is the right time, and this is when we're coming at you in full effect. My people on the East Coast, since when do we have earthquakes in the Northeast? Huh? Did anybody out there feel that earthquake? You know, epicenter was off the coast of Maine, but I got some friends in the fantasy sports that's saying that they was feeling the effects. They was feeling the effects in the Commonwealth. Woo! Didn't touch your boy, the Cape Cod Kid. I was out in New Beige on the work shift today. Didn't feel it out in New Bedford. But woo, got earthquake on a Monday to start the week, and then there's talk about snow coming in, swooping in. We're kind of used to that though. Snow swooping in midweek. So we'll see how that is navigated. Hope everybody out there is feeling pretty good. I know we flu season, cold season, you know, the coughing and the sneezing and, you know, getting the Robitussin lined up. A little bit of congestion, but kind of cleared itself. You know, hydrate, you know what I mean? Hydrate and get my rest. So I'm feeling good overall. You know, you gotta have the rest and recovery time. So I allowed for that. So I'm feeling all right. But it's what? It's January in New England. All right. So we you know what I mean? It can't all be the sunshine and the rainbows. Right now we gotta deal with old man winter. Old man winter is carrying power right now. And so we got the Clippers and the Suns matchup on, monitoring that. Kawhi Leonard is playing, so that's headline news. Kawhi Leonard is actually on the floor. Clippers are tried and true under the leadership of Ty Lue, with Rich Stoner and Team Sports, Steve Ballmer running things, Lawrence Frank in the front office, Sean Fine, the pride of Barnstable High School, running their player development program. So first-rate organization, not talented, but certainly together, and a dangerous team. NBA champion? No. But will they take out a prospective champion? Yes. So whoever, the unfortunate team to see them in the first round, maybe it's the Dallas Mavericks, maybe it's the Denver Nuggets, maybe it's the, who, we'll see, but the Clippers will end that championship window for you with no All-Stars. People are pushing for Norman Powell. I don't have a problem with it, frankly. You forget the glitz and the glam. Win, baby, win. All the Clippers do is win consistently in a very competitive conference without superstar talent. With superstars who don't show up to work. So, as far as we'll see. This nip and tuck game as you would expect. Advantage Suns. The Suns are in win now mode. Matt Ishbia came in spending money, moving things. Burning through picks. As you just saw, they burned through a couple more picks. Excuse me. A pick in the 2030s, which story I'll wait for later. Danny Ainge. Maybe playing chess, maybe playing checkers. I don't know what the heck these. I don't know what Danny Ainge is doing. I don't know what Danny Ainge is doing, frankly, in Utah. I have no idea. And a good conversation piece is the the apprentice, and the mentor. The apprentice and the mentor. Because it used to be that Danny Ainge was the mentor and Brad Stevens was the apprentice. But who's a better executive today? Celtics roster versus Utah Jazz. I know it's not 1-1. They didn't have the two J's to build on. The Celtics did. But nonetheless, who made that Drew Holiday deal happen? Who went out there and saw the wedge that existed, right? There was a wedge between where Drew Holiday might have wanted to go, i.e. Miami, and the team that he was under contract to, the Portland Trailblazers. Joe Cronin, GM of Portland, who's about to make some decisions, some moves. I'm hearing that Chauncey's on thin ice, which kind of disappoint, hurts my heart. But Portland you got all these top picks. You got Clinigan, pride of New England. You got Scoot, who I haven't heard from him since he was drafted, looking like a bust. I said it, bust. You got DeAndre, you got a bunch of higher level picks. Then it's their lower picks, Anthony Simmons, Grant. It's their worker bees that are their most consistent players, and they're just awful. Meanwhile, where are the Houston Rockets? With the same profile for their team. Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Sengun, right? Bunch of young lions under the leadership of Emme, top of the Western Conference. I just named off Clinigan, Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp, young lions in the basement. Am I speaking against Chauncey? Am I speaking against the bodyguard? No, I'm not. Much respect for the bodyguard and the championship they won in 2004. You know what I mean? With the Detroit Pistons, when they could have had a Dwayne Wade or a Carmelo Anthony or a Chris Bosh. Yes, I said it. Should they have picked those players? Yes. All right, you can't even remember who, you know what I mean? And the young ones can't even remember who Detroit picked. Okay, it looked good at the time because they won a championship, and then it just went, you know what I mean? They should have won 2 straight. Should have, would have, could have, didn't. We're going to talk about should have, would have, could have, didn't. I am beside myself. I'm not happy. I'm very unhappy. I'm low-key borderline furious. And I'm not even a true Blue Buffalo fan. I'm not pleased. You know what I mean? And, just watching the herd, we don't play or hate, we congratulate around here. And, main man Jason McIntyre, who been following since he was at the big lead, talking about somebody that grinds, somebody that, you know what I mean, has a place, earned his place. And right, these grinders, you can't ever, JJ Mack's a grinder, no two ways about it. People can say whatever they want about him. I don't, you know what I mean? I know there's a lot of talented people, and I don't get into who likes each other, doesn't like each other at that high level. I just show respect. You made it to that place. I'd like to be at that place. You know what I mean? The dream vision in sports media. Right now, I'm a jag. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy. SandCity Sports coming at you late night on the East Coast. West Coast is not so bad. East Coast a little bit late, but hey, it is what it is. This is when I have the time. This is when I get down. I'm getting down for my crown. I'm getting down for my crown. You heard me? You know what I mean? This is one of the things I know about y'all out there. We talk about the Passion Project. You know what I mean? Had a a little bit late this morning, but late but on time. Late, because you want to be 15 minutes early. I wasn't 15 minutes early. I wasn't 15 minutes early. I'm gonna say that I wasn't, but I was on time. But you don't want to be just right on. That's because I was just right on time, which is not really on time. But nonetheless, I said in a challenging morning. I said, you know what I'm saying? We building something today. We're gonna build something today. I said we're doing an episode today. You see the geometry is right. Shout out to Blake's Barbershop. A lot of other good barbers. I ain't, but shout out to Blake's Barbershop. My geometry is correct today. Geometry is correct today. So we're gonna do an episode. We're gonna get up in here and do some SandCity. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So what's going on? Okay, Sun's making a move. Sun's making a move on the Clippers, which right. You got a healthy KD's he shows up. KD shows up to work. So KD is in the mix. Devin Booker is in the mix. Bradley Beal, who knows what mix he's in? Who knows what mix he's in? Who knows? He got the no trade clause and he got $50 million guaranteed, so he's sitting pretty. You know what I mean? But right on that note, you got to be careful what you wish for. Why? Because you might what? You might get it. You might get what you wish for. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. So Bradley Beal, he's over sitting on all this money, and he can play and he cannot play. I know he doesn't play a lot because he's on my fantasy team. Also, KD's on my fantasy team. I had the number one pick and I got it right this time. I got it right. I was supposed to have the number one pick last year, who ended up being I don't know if I can really talk about this. I was supposed to have Victor Wembanyama on my. I was supposed to have Wemby on my franchise. I was supposed to have the young Kareem on my fantasy friend. But I can't say I got suckered because I bet there was a bet in the league, because we had little side bets. But they was talking disrespectful about my squad. This was the squad, I got I got James Harden, and I had Bradley Beal, so I have it's B level. I don't know about B, but I don't have the dominant like some of the other teams are just loaded with just all NBA 1, 2, 3, 4. I see some people that's tuning in. Respect, appreciate you. Jump in the chat. Let me know how you feel, good, bad, or indifferent. We appreciate the, you know what I mean. And as we say, if you want to get on, you're welcome on SandCity Sports. We'll put the link on. You jump on. We talk sports. It is what it is. Keeping it positive, keeping it productive, keeping it progressive. But you're welcome on SandCity Sports at all times. I was talking about it a little bit. Can I call it trauma? It's sports trauma. It's not real life trauma because there's real things going on in the world. There's real things. But this is sports trauma. This is sports trauma. Before I tell you, shout out to SandCity Sports. Shout out to SandCity Sports. You see how we doing? You see how we doing? We got. If anybody want to get down, you know what I mean. Shout out to the flag man. Shout out to Plenty Sneaks for the design. Shout out to Plenty Sneaks for the design. He put yeah, babe. Anybody wants some gear? Hit me up. I talk to my people. Hold on. I'll make sure I got because I have my back support. You know what I mean? I ain't young no more. Hold on. I got my back support. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Because I do the right. I got this from LeBron. You see, when LeBron goes to he has the lower lumbar. Am I like LeBron? Am I in year 20 of the NBA career? No. I also don't have the workout regimen like LeBron, which is another story. I gotta get it back on my push up and sit up grind. You can't do everything, but you can do something. All right? We can't do everything, but we can do something. Your boy need to get back on his push up and sit up grind. That's a fact. That's a fact. And then add some cardio. Today's actually Willis's birthday. Willis, dog, Malinois. Willis is what? I think he's 2 now. He's two. Yeah, because got him 2 years ago, right? He's 2. Hold on. Because he was 3 months. So last year he was a year, so he's 2 now. Willis is 2. He's getting big. He's getting his paws, and he's a good doggy. It's a little bit tough right now. Busy, we need to get out. But we do get out though. but we need to get out more. And that's where the running would come in great, because he needs to run, I need to run. So get on my Rocky grind. Suns up 12 with 4 minutes to go. Clippers, they're still you can't count. So, but they're looking good. They're looking good, but at home. But you don't know. You don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know for 100% certain. Um, so we'll keep an eye on that game. We'll keep an eye on that game. Shout out to the Valley of the Sun. Shout out, to the greater Phoenix area. Couple folks, family, and then a couple folks from Barnstable out there. Land, some opportunities out there. You know what I mean? Things to do, places to go, all of that. So, shout out. And of course, ASU on Sun Devils under the capable leadership of Bobby Hurley Jr. Love him. Football team, Joe Conley, pride of Barnstable High School, strength and conditioning coach. They made some noise. That was targeting. Texas was shook. Okay. Woo! Kevin Durant with the floater. Tough. 3:25 left. Suns in control. Right? Suns get healthy under the leadership of Coach Bud. Who knows? Right? They get healthy under the capable leadership of Coach Bud. Who knows what can happen? Okay, we took a little tangent, folks, but we're coming all the way back. All the way back to the epicenter. The epicenter. Okay, in terms of Kansas City, Buffalo. I'm heated. Heat hot. All right. And it's okay. So how am I gonna say, did the calls decide the game? Let me be clear, they did not decide the game. But this is a very slim margin, and some of the critical calls, that J Mac pointed out. The obvious one was the 4th and 1. That was it. He was over the line. Period. He was over the line. Okay, so you stop the drive. They obviously storm down the court and score. Buffalo could have went up 8 if they score. Could have, would have, should have. At least 4. Kansas City gets the ball back. They capitalize. You can't. You know what I mean? You don't hate the play. You hate the game. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they had opportunity. They just went out and handled business. They did what they were supposed to do with that opportunity, but they shouldn't have had the opportunity because of the first down. J-Mac also added that was not a catch. It was not a catch. The ball hit the ground, period. That was not a catch. We go all the way back to Des Bryant years and years ago with the one-handed scoop-doop-doop. That really was a catch. But that, interception, reception, the ball hit the ground. It did. It wasn't a catch. And that gave Kansas City, right there, goal line. They go ahead and score. If bits and butts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, okay? Buffalo tied the game, had the ball under 4 minutes, right? They had, so, and then to me, right? That is the moral of the story right there. You know what I mean? You can't. What's the story about the scorpion and the frog? Y'all know the story. Y'all know the scorpion and the frog, right? Scorpion and the frog. The scorpion and the frog, they just chilling. Well, I don't know about chilling, because you ever watch? It's great, I'm on my socials. Sometimes too much on the socials. I need to do more sit-ups and push-ups and get back. You know what I mean? I do too much of the socials, but I need to do my push-ups and my sit-ups. We want with that. That's a fact. But I'm on my socials, and they put you into like those animal videos. It's kind of interesting and fierce and ferocious, but like wildly just interesting. Lions and cheetahs battling. You've seen those videos? Things like how cheetahs. Is that the right? Do I have it right? A cheetah. It's not a lion. Yeah, I believe the cheetah. No, it's not a cheetah. Cheetah's known for their speed. What? It's not a lion, but it's not a cheetah. It's like I'm forgetting the cougar is not the what is this animal? It doesn't seem like a lion. What is the animal that I'm thinking of? You know what I'm talking about. Hold on. Now it's got me. I don't even know my animal. My science teachers. Not a lion. It's not a cheetah. Um, strongest animals in Pride Land. What is this animal I'm thinking of? I want to say cougar because it's not a. Oh my goodness. Okay, is it a cheetah that climbs up and has the catch in the tree? This is man, your boy is a little bit off right now. I apologize, but anyway, it was how this animal will jump down and actually hunt. It will hunt alligators. All right, and a bigger cougar, cheetah, whatever, can swoop down, and the smaller alligators get them up out of there and can just pick them up and just move them up out of there. You know what I mean? What does this have to do with the Bills and the Chiefs? Okay, you can't give just that 1 second slow, that 1 second. You can't give the Chiefs opportunities. And to their credit, every time, not anytime, every time, either because of the refs or the Bills, because that was clearly, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that was a 3 and out, 4 and out, whatever. You gave Kansas City the ball back. They executed. End of story. So, as furious as I am for the Empire State, as furious as I am, hold on, y'all. I don't know if y'all watching when I'm right. Y'all got the game on, but it's a 3-point game with 52 seconds. A 3-point game with 52 seconds left, folks. Suns have the ball. Hold on. Clippers. What the heck? They was just down 12. Clippers was just. They about to tie this bad boy. Did we talk about organizational strength? What they doing? They doing hard in the pick and roll, hard to the basket, over the Zubac. Zubac kick it out to Powell, all-star, floater. 1-point game, folks. Suns, Coach Boyd called a damn timeout. What? Not that I'm Negro Damas or anything. I'm not Negro Damas. But did I just speak on the Clippers? Did I just speak on the Clippers and who they and what they bought? You know what I mean? How they get down? Did I just speak on it? Was just down 12, crazy on the road, under 4 or 5 minutes. Can I think I can count. Now we got a 1-point game. They about to steal one from the Suns. Dangerous. Dangerous. They might steal this one, right? They might steal that playoff series, right? Okay. Now we're bouncing around. I appreciate. Let me know if I'm rambling or whatever the case. Let me know, anybody that's listening, tuning in, whatever. I'm your host, the Cape Cod Kid. I appreciate. I see some people on the Facebook checking. I appreciate you. Jump in the comments. Let your boy know. Hey. Each one teach one. Each one reach one. I appreciate the folks that's rocking with me right now. You're always welcome on SandCity Sports. On the IG, I can't see what's going on, but at least it's going on. Okay, the Twitter is happening, the YouTube, the Twitch is we across the board, and we got even somebody on the Twitch that's what's good. What's good? The Cape Cod Kid is here. I appreciate people is rocking with me. It's a beautiful thing. Hey, you know what I mean? We building it up. You know what I mean? We're gonna make it. What they say? I don't know what I'm finna do, but I'm finna do something. I don't know what I'm finna do, but I'm finna do something. Whatever to do. Whatever to do. So hey, we making it happen. Clippers. It might steal one. You watching it. Come down to coaching right now. Come down to coaching, Suns. They going to KD in the ISO. KD in the ISO in the short corner. What's he going to do? Backing him down, kicking it out. Grayson, extra pad. Oh, that Booker. He waited. Bradley Beal attacked the basket, got a foul. Nice job, Bradley Beal. That was a good attack. Straight line drive attack. Respect. Yep. Harden was late. That was a foul. Good possession. right? That's Coach Bud right there. Started with KD going to the advantage, short corner, backing him down. We know KD don't play a hey, he congratulate. The double came, he kicked it to the open man. Grayson Allen had that defender within that, either you close that on Grayson or you give Booker somebody's going to get an open shot. So they closed to Grayson. He kicked it over to Booker, had a wide open look. Booker, he could have pulled the trigger. He could have pulled the trigger. He hesitated for a second. Defense came, then he swung it over to Beal. Beal attack, straight line drive. You got to be ready to attack off the 3-point line, right? Too many of these teams, especially the young teams, they think because you're open from three, you're supposed to be open. You're open for a reason. You're supposed to take advantage. Beal attacked off the 3-point line, 2 dribbles to the cup, going to the free throw line. Oh, they're only up 28 seconds, plenty of time. And we know the Clippers are going to do what they're going to do with Bradley Beal and with having an opportunity. Yeah, we've been talking. It is what it is. We in the building right now. We in the building. It's taking us some time to get here. So now that we here, we're gonna move and we're gonna groove. We're gonna make it happen right now. SandCity Sports, your boy, the Cape Cod Kid. Let's go, folks. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, this is a one-man show. You know what I mean? You can't blame to the next one, right? What did your boy Tyler Perry say? Okay, stop fighting for the place at their table. Stop fighting for a place at their table. Stop it. What you got to do, what we have to do, you got to build your own table. That's what you got to do. You got to build your own table. That's what you got to do, right? I love, we've discussed it before. Who wrote Rocky? Who wrote Rocky? Who wrote the you know what I mean? Da-da-da. Shout out to Philly. We gonna talk about Philly. We gonna talk about who wrote Rocky. Sly wrote Rocky. He's still eating off Rocky. What was it? We've been talking 40. It's going on 50 years. 1980. Shout out to the awesome 80s, late 70s, early 80s. What? He's still eating off Rocky. Where was he when that project, right, broke? They offered him $300K and $1980. We need the script. You're broke. That's what they said to Sly. They said, we need the script. You broke, Sly. You living, you ain't got no heat. Had to sell his dog. We said, we need the script. $300K. We're going to keep it moving. He said, no. I ain't giving it. I'm star. This is my role. It's my script, my role. Keep your money. I am not doing it. When he was flat broke. Okay, we don't always remember the struggles. Right? Flat broke. Same thing. Also, shout out to a Bronx Tale, Chaz Promontory. If you haven't seen a Bronx Tale, do yourself a favor. Okay, the clip show down 3, down. Okay, foul. They fouled. Okay, they fouled. They ain't want. Okay, it's a good foul. 3-point game, 19 seconds to go. This game, I'm saying it's going to OT. The Clippers is just they about that. Even though they fouled, same foul. They fouled, so they just gonna go foul for foul now. Foul to the line. If you an all-star, be an all-star. He got to get these 2, right? Norman Powell, if you and he should be an all-star, frankly. But if you an all-star, be an all-star. Make these 2 free throws, Powell. What's he gonna do? First free throw. Right? We getting back to Buffalo, folks. Right? We talk about contenders and pretenders. Norman, what the heck are you doing? Clippers were 16 for 18 before that brick. Notice Kawhi's on the business where he belongs, as far as I'm concerned. You don't just come back and we had a thing going. You're going to come back and just sit your behind on the bench, Kawhi. I got much love for Kawhi, much love, but you don't just play when you want to play and expect we're going. Okay, 1 for 2. That kind of hurts because now it's a 2-possession game, Norman. If they make their free throws now, it's 2-possession game. Foul him. What are you doing? Foul. Okay, now if they waited a little bit too long. I'm not sure what that's about because you're down. If they make the free throws down, you're down 2 possessions versus the 1. Grayson Allen to the stripe. Grayson Allen gets under my skin. I think he's a little. I don't mind the aggressiveness. You know what I mean? But he you know what I mean? That was a terrible foul on Caruso when he played for the Bulls and he just held his arm and then he ended up hurting himself. That same season, Jalen made him touch earth. Grayson bucket. You know what I mean? You can't knock the hustle. That was a dirty play on Caruso a couple years back. Watch it. He's going up, and Grayson just while he's in the air, while he doesn't have his, you know what I mean, while he is, you're in the air, so you can be knocked off your balance and you can fall and hurt you. You know what I mean? Hurt. You know what I mean? Charles Barkley put, like you can fall and you go, NBA players are taught almost like wrestlers to fall on the heavy, you know what I mean? Bruise and don't versus your wrists, ankles and all the rest of that stuff, you know what I mean? Give way. But NBA players are taught you got to fall on the heavy parts. See, Norman? You see what you did, Norman? You see what you did, Norman? Shoot it, Harden. Harden being stupid. Harden taking forever and a day, even though he's back. He's because he went to school ASU, so he's home. You know what I mean? Getting that home cooking, but he should have shot that sooner. But still, Norman, I don't. Should he miss the All-Star game because he missed one free throw? No, but Norman, you know what I mean? That's right. Why not give it to Why not give it to like a Booker now? A team like the Suns. What? By the way, where the heck are the Suns? Where the heck are the Suns? Suns are they're not even in the playing as far as I know. They ain't even in the playing as far as I know. But Booker is Booker, and you're Norman Powell. So hold on. Suns are in the 9 seed. They're hanging on to the play-in. They're hanging on to the play-in, and the Clippers are in the 6 seed with a 2-game advantage. So now, if I'm Norman Powell, and these little things matter. If I'm Norman Powell, you're supposed to be an all-star. You gotta show me all-star. Versus why not just the Suns, even though they gotta have one. I think KD is starting, but he's KD, so he's starting. All right, Grayson Allen with the nice miss. No, the Hail Mary. You played yourself, Norman. I'm sorry. Played yourself. Coach Bud talking to Grayson. He didn't do something he was supposed to do. I don't know. I think he was supposed to. I mean, he could have just made the free throw, but I don't know. I think he might have missed the first one and then just bricked the second one just so they didn't have a chance. I can dig it. I can dig it. But a Norman Powell, right back to that those little things, you know. Oh, it doesn't make a difference. No, it does. Because you're behind going to be staying home for All-Star weekend when you could have been a first-time All-Star. All right? People say, is Devin Booker, because obviously Devin Booker is better. No, he's better than you, so he's better. But your team is winning. And Devin Booker's given the post game, 26 points. Not a good shooting night, 9 for 21, but still 50%, 5 for 10 from the three. Clip was right there, but couldn't get back over. Couldn't get back over the hump. All right, folks, all the way back to the Buffalo situation. Okay, and we're gonna close. Keep coming back to that. I wanted the wealth to be spread this year. That's what I wanted. But it's looking like we in a Jordan era situation. Right? Karl Malone got to some finals. He couldn't get no championships. John Stockton tried and true. 19 seasons. You know what I mean? This load management nonsense we got going on. Worrying about injuries. Anytime you say load management, I'm just going to say Stockton. Load management, John. Load management, Stockton. Load management, John. Stockton. Played every single game, 16 seasons. Had one injury where he missed like 26 games in his entire career of 19 seasons. Couldn't get no championships. Right? We know the Chuckster couldn't get no championships. Patrick Ewing couldn't get no championships. Reggie Miller couldn't get no championships. Hey, you know what I mean? It just could, Michael. And it's a little bit unfortunate, frankly, this Scotty and all the drama now that's going on and unnecessariness. It's unnecessary. I know people right? People go through, they go through. You can't, what by the way, shout out to Billy Corbin. Shout out to 30 for 30. Shout out to Broke. Go ahead and check it out. Right? You want to talk about artistry and the arts, and this is my little passion project, and right, but just art, and it inspires you, and it lifts you up, and it gives you purpose during the grind, and it's right. 30 for 30s are just classics. But shout out to Billy Corbin and Broke. What did Bart Starr say? Bart Starr, excuse me. Green Bay Packers Super Bowl like one. Played for the Jets. My memory, I don't even know if I can continue to do this if I keep forgetting names. I'm forgetting names. I don't know what the heck's going on. I want to. I can't get my beard. I got to keep my beard. Beard got the oil in it and everything. But I want to smack myself right now. I keep forgetting names. Bart played for the Jets. The last name escapes me. He said when he was with the Ravens. Okay, the Ravens admit, ownership came in and said, look, there's two ways of going about this. You can be king for a year, or you can be prince for the rest of your life. There's two ways to go about. You be king for a year, or you be prince for the rest of your life. It's on you in terms of how you want to get down. 70% of NFL players, they want to be king for a year. 70%. 60 to 70% of NBA players, they want to be king for a year. I was on the IG, going, there's so much free game there and so much, clips, and they just be giving you, just dropping knowledge and wisdom. And, the one was like, really hit me. He says, your income is not any, you're not broke because of your income. You're broke because of your spending. That hit me. I was like, you got a point. I'm always spending saying I'll work it off. Always spending saying I'll work it off for half the stuff that I can't really afford, honestly. But, it's like, you're not broke because of your income. You're broke because of your spending. So shut the heck up. Stop crying. Stop poking your lip up when you're going through your Facebook news feed based on what other people are doing. And you're broke because of your spending, not because of your income. Another individual with some knowledge, said it's not what you make, it's what you keep. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. I'm over here king consumer, right? They talked about me in Fight Club, you know what I mean? I'm too much of a consumer. And then I want to go whole boo-hooing about, I actually love my job. I got to get to a job. So I can't boo-hoo about that. But, I don't have this, I don't have that. Well, yeah, I don't budget. And I'm not serious about it. I have a friend of mine that really got serious about budgeting, really got serious. And he's on the journey right now. And I'm looking forward to seeing the post in like another year or whenever, his dream vision comes to fruition, because it's going to come to fruition. And he's done leveled up. But he's a hard worker. He makes good money. But you know what I mean? Finally, he just said, I'm going to budget. And I haven't heard from him in like months. What is he doing? He's grinding. He's saving. He's on his journey. Not on the you know what I mean, the pity party issues that we have. People, myself included, complaining about ABC and inflation and the rest of that stuff. You're not about that. You ain't about that financial life. You ain't about that. You know what I mean? You be king for a year, or you be prince for the rest of your life. What does this have to do with the Chiefs? What does this have to do with the Bills? Where am I going with this? I feel Scotty, in all the hateration that he unnecessarily, the shade that it's unnecessary. We don't need it. I'm sorry, we don't need it. I don't care. The Last Dance was with. Do we remember the Last Dance during the pandemic? How we needed the Last Dance? We was all shuttered up in the world. You know what I mean? The Last Dance. I know people. That was awesome. Can you? That it's coming up on the 5-year anniversary of the world shutting down. Right? Unreal. That was 5 years ago. Okay? Last Dance, we needed that during that time. Just and that was, it's funny in terms of this passion project. What happened is, like, funny, that, because I used to do the show on like the camera, and the world shut down, and I didn't have time to take the camera back to the Cape Cod Community Center. So I had, like, at which point I wouldn't have gotten it back for weeks. So we were just shuttered inside, and I had the camera, so I would just do an episode a day. That was my little routine. I was just, to just do episode. Somebody from Miami out there, making it happen. A good Florida matchup, Miami, the Heat, and the Magic. Good Sunshine State matchup tonight. So the world shut down, and yeah, I just had it, and so that was just had my birthday during. That was just wild times. But the Last Dance, we needed it. Scotty and just the shade he keeps throwing at Michael. It's we don't. It's right. Michael's a billionaire, and investments, hundreds of millions. I mean, he still has the number. I feel like Jordan still has the number one selling shoe to this day. It's been what 27 years 27 years since the last championship for Michael, and the shoe is still the number one seller. People showing up at 2, 3 in the morning to get them J's, right? Excuse me. And the man is as competitive in business as he was on the basketball and golf and all the rest of the stuff that he does. Okay, so he's in that. We're not going to go too deep into politics, but you did see all the CEOs that was at the inauguration. I didn't really see them, but they was there. Obviously, you can't miss Elon, who was chilling in the back. Okay, they call these individuals oligarchs, captains of industry. I only saw Elon, who you can't miss because he's always flossing, whether you agree with him or not. He's always up in, you know what I mean? And he bought Twitter, and he's one of the most, Elon is running to the smoke as the richest man, or one of the top 5 richest men in the world. Bezos was there. Bezos split his bucks with his wife Mackenzie, and is still top 5 richest in the world, which is crazy. His wife Mackenzie, she's, from what I understand, she's talking about philanthropist. She's just giving that money to causes, and that money is going to, almost like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. But they were there, and the Google folks was there. When Zuckerberg was in the building, because again, I'm watching this, and obviously we're living in a brave new world. Whichever side of it you're on is different, and it's, you know what I mean. It's woo, and irregardless of your politics, just the world, is, it's life is precious. Okay, LeBron out there getting them. Game against the terrible Charlotte Hornets, bottom feeders of bottom feeders. What does this have to do with the Chiefs and the Bills? Talking about oligarchs, okay? Because Michael Jordan is not an oligarch in that sense. He doesn't have tens and hundreds of billions of dollars, okay? But he has plural billions and growing, right? Chris Rock years ago talked about the difference between rich and the wealthy. Michael Jordan is doing well for himself. Okay, and that's just going to continue. And I don't, you know what I mean? All of this shade from, teammates, I feel a lot of that has to do with folks are just not doing that well, honestly. They ain't doing that well. Never mind, all the, ex-wives and kids and all the rest of that craziness. Right? You're doing in sports media. I hope you do it because you love to do it, and and it gives you a sense of stability and structure and all the rest of that stuff. But some of these hot takes, guys going at other players, I just don't agree with. It's one thing to you know what I mean, keep it on the merits, not the individual. Keep it on the merit, not the individual. I don't like that. Right? Chiefs Bills. There's nothing really that you can say. Nothing that you can really say. No shade that you can on Patty Mahomes. Okay, because he just continues to win. And right? The bounces go his way, yes. But that does not necessitate that he, Patty Mahomes, and they, the Kansas City Chiefs, consistently make you pay. So bottom line, and the John Stocktons, the Karl Malones, the Charles Barkleys, the Patrick Ewings of the world, the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, the Joe Burrows of the world that just can't get no shine right now. Um, you're dealing, you know what I mean? Boo doo doo doo. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I need this soundtrack on my Spotify. I need this soundtrack. I got because I'm on the road, so I need this soundtrack on my Spotify. Soundtrack it. Da 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 da. Shout out to Francis. Godfather. Changed my perspective. I saw that my junior year. I was just transfixed. It was a paradigm shift. I thought I was Sicilian. People that know me know that was true. It just wow. This was just mind-boggling. During a very, adolescence and you're young and so many crazy things that are going on. It's not easy growing up. Not easy getting older either. It's not easy. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But you know what I mean? What the heck? That's my man Teddy Atlas. Hold on. My man Teddy Atlas. The Fight. I have that on Audible. Check it out. Check it out. The Fight. You won't be disappointed. It's a good on Audible. Yeah, the Chiefs, they're dynastic. Period. And it's Patrick Mahomes. But as much as we credit Mahomes, you got to give a lot of credit to Andy Reid as well. He keeps winning. He's just, he's got it on lock. He's just more prepared, and, he's got to be up there. He's got to be up there in all-time greatness. This is crazy. 7 straight, and, AFC championships. And he did this previously with the Eagles. He just could not get over the top, but now he has Mahomes. Now he has Mahomes, and the rest is history. So shout out and respect to the Chiefs and also the good folk in the city of Below. Respect. Okay, folks. We're doing some NBA. Look. What the heck? I don't know what. Somebody threw something on the court. Somebody's got to go. During the Minnesota game, Minnesota Hawks, somebody threw something on the court. All right, we're gonna power through this last. We're gonna get to an hour, and then we're gonna breeze on you. But let's be clear. So Jimmy Butler, he's gone. Been suspended indefinitely. And we've been. So bottom line is this. Look, I'm hopeful for Jimmy to get to a destination. You know what I mean? The Suns, that's where he wants to go. You might not, it might end up being like a Milwaukee. It might end, you know what I mean? I'm hearing about, right? Butler to the Suns, Beal to Milwaukee, Middleton to Miami with some picks or whatever. That's a win-win-win, right? Miami getting the picks. They're going to make the most use. Middleton's done. Was supposed to be, help my fantasy team. He went, rogue on me. That's a part of the reason why I lost out on Wemby. I do hold that against him, but he just hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been that guy like he was when they was winning championships. We just know he hasn't. But Miami Heat, so that's Butler can get to Phoenix, help them. Beal over to Milwaukee. They need it. Milwaukee. It's they've quietly been the most professional. As unprofessional or kind of Milwaukee, I really credit them for the winning that they're doing. The team that looks like they may be dangerous. I don't think they're dangerous. Honestly, I think Cleveland, whoever, I think they'll win the first round series and then they just get knocked out by Cleveland or certain, if they knock my Knicks out of that 3 seed, I hope they don't. But, and then they're just going to, I think Dame and Giannis are going to hit the free agent market. But I love how, because I don't see them coming back, but I love how they're just, all right, so we're not getting traded this year. So let's just make the best of it this year. Make our trade value as high as it needs to be, continue to improve as a basketball player, and then let next year be what next year is going to be. But a Milwaukee, my ownership, who can see that the end is near, right? Bring in a third, make a move at the deadline to give yourself, right? If they bring, Imagine if Jimmy Butler goes to Milwaukee. Now you're talking about Milwaukee, right? Even though I don't have them ahead of Cleveland because they have a true general in Kenny Atkinson, even if they did bring in a Jimmy Butler. But on paper, you're thinking about it. Certainly my Knicks, who are good but not very good, and are still kind of growing together, even though they got two All-Stars. All right, first time in, I think 50 years, right? Cat, Jalen, and my Knicks. So you throw Jimmy Butler on Milwaukee, but my Knicks will still smack the dog, to taste out their mouth. Okay, backhand them. You don't think this is okay? You know what I mean? But my Knicks don't look like world beaters. Cleveland looks like world beaters. OKC look like world beaters. The Knicks are just, they're hungry and they're going to be a tough out when playoff time comes around. And Boston's going to have their hands full. But if you put Jimmy Butler on, Milwaukee, now you're really like, man, because Doc for whatever you want to say, and you can say a lot of 3-1 leads have been blown, and he's not that guy. He has none of what Andy Reid has. Frankly, you want to talk about, right? And Doc is a Chicago guy, and is a capable coach, and he's shown his capability by taking the what descending. What did Michael Ray Richardson say for the Knicks? The ship be sinking. The Milwaukee Bucks were sinking like the Titanic all the way down. We were studying that in class, which was a great lesson, right? A great lesson that just came home, and God himself couldn't take the Titanic, and didn't know, and yada yada yada, all this other stuff. But one of the things that was also brought home, and even though it was a great movie, my heart will go on, and just a wonderful, yeah, man. When it come down to the come down, when you know what I mean, you just, man, those folks was you talk about these ice baths that people be taking in the mornings. It helps them out, and as good as it is, but that we were talking. I mean, man, when you just on that ship that's going down, and you have to go into that water. That water is brick, and just, man, and everything, and there was a ship there that they were sending out the Mayday. The other ship was like, "What are you doing?" The other ship was just sitting there, like chilling. Ship could have come and helped, save people. Got them on board. Got them warm. You know what I'm saying? Making these points. But yeah, back to, I remember the point that I was making there. About how to, the Doc Rivers, the job that he is doing in Milwaukee. I got to get better job, because I got to write some things down. I need to get a little bit. I need my notes so I can connect my points, because sometimes I go on my tangents, which is how I flow, but then I can't come back and connect it. That's what I need to, I need to, get a better, do a better job. You got to be progress over perfection. Doc has done a tremendous job, tremendous, riding the ship, getting through, and having guys be professional. Because Dame could have poked his lip out and thrown a tantrum like Jimmy Butler is doing. Giannis could have poked his lip out and thrown a tantrum like Jimmy Butler is doing. They both could have done the same thing, because neither one of them is happy in Miami. Excuse me, they're not Miami. They're in Milwaukee. Neither one of them is happy. And the subliminals that you heard in the beginning of the year that's the real deal. That's the real story. We heard about Giannis early on in the season, and like the way it was going, and was you was hearing the leaking this and leaking that, and then you haven't heard anything, and they've been winning. They've been winning. They're fourth, fifth, in the East. Okay, Doc. That's Doc. Getting through to people and saying you can do it the easy way, you can do it the hard way. Why make it hard on yourself? Make it light on yourself. Make it light on yourself. You know what I mean? What Avon said, take it light, but take it, my boy. Take it light, but take it, my boy. And that's what's going on in Milwaukee. We're going to show up. We have best job on the planet. We're going to be committed to this best job on the planet. We live this, you know what I mean, otherworldly life in terms of the benefits. Now, you're human, and we're not going to dehumanize people. No, but you live a comfortable, privileged life as a professional athlete. And especially at the top of the pecking order, Dame, Giannis, you know, you're in the 1%, and to play a kid's game. Stop it. Stop it. Right? Too much of a good thing ain't a good thing. We know that, right? Oh, when you're a kid, if I could just eat cake every day, I would, you know what I mean? But no, you're going to get the sugar headache, and ain't going to be good for you nutrition-wise. Too much of a good thing ain't a good thing. So yes, even though like from like working class heroes look at them and say, but it's a job, and you have to, it's work, it's hard, your body's, I get all of that. But overall, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So embrace it in that way and just do your best. That's what Milwaukee is doing. So much credit to Doc Rivers and the organization, right? But next year it's over. But for now, we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best. So, if a Jimmy can get there, that's going to be, there'll be a dark horse. Certainly a dark horse. But in terms of the situation in Miami, folks, I'm loving this. I'm loving, Pat Riley. I don't care if it's 2025. Might as well be 1985 up in this piece. Shout out to the awesome 80s. I don't care if it's 2025. It might as well be 1985 right now. Because we doing old school. We not, and this is, we get in these conversations in education, and they're very interesting conversations, meaning, is it the kids? Is it the, the technology, the social media, or have we as educators and as, adults, older folks, move the goalpost? Which is it? Nature or nurture? You got some nurture going on in Miami. You got nurture going on. Because Pat Riley is saying, all of this NIL and, building your brand and player empowerment and all the rest of that stuff. You signed a contract. You are paid extremely well. This is Miami. We have a Spartan culture. You know what you're getting when you come to Miami. It is what it is. This is how we got to 2 NBA finals without LeBron James. Did we win? No, but we got there. Got the Celtics up out of there. Craziness. Celtics up out of there in the bubble. Celtics up out of there after going, when they was by far the better team and they didn't have Tyler Hero. Celtics should have went to both of those finals. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. Particularly the second one outside of the bubble, that was crazy. Crazy. Now, that was the MA craziness. So and Joe was all by himself. He didn't have. Now, what did Brad Stevens do? He built the brain trust after that. Brought in the coach now in Charlotte, who was Charles, forget his last name, but he's the head coach in Charlotte now. Brought in Sam Cassell, who's still there. Brought in Emil Jefferson coming from Duke. Okay, and then brought in, basketball. It's Jeff Van Gundy as a special consultant. Clippers went ahead and headhunted him. Now he's on the bench with the Clippers. So after Brad, it was crazy because you lost 3 coaches, head coaches. You lost Damon Stoudemire to Georgia Tech. You lost Will Hardy to Utah. And then obviously you lost MA, ended up in Houston and doing a great job. But because of that madness, you go from, you know what I mean? So Joe Mazzulla, he was just out there by himself. I thought they should have brought in Frank Vogel. I thought they should have brought him in. This is what, that year instead of like Brad. Essentially, I feel like Brad, tried to. He was an executive, but then he was also filling in for all those coaches that was missing. The next season, he got that right. Recognized the error, built up the brain trust. Had a lot to do with Celtic dominance. Okay, brain trust was affected. Like Nick Saban, right? In Alabama, he loses coaches, he brings back other coaches. He lost top flight coach, bring back another top flight coach. So Nick Saban would never allow that bar to drop. Celtics, that might have a lot, We're going to talk about that, folks. Frankly, that needs to be discussed. It needs to be discussed. In terms of the Celtics. The Celtics brain trust has been hurt. You look at the Celtics team, they are hurting. Okay? You lose Jeff Van Gundy, needed. Basketball, Royal Tie, Pat Riley Tree, Tom Thibodeau, right? Celtics won the first championship. Houston Rockets made a decision they shouldn't make, even though Rick Adelman's a good coach. Jeff Van Gundy's a good coach. Shouldn't have got rid of Jeff Van Gundy during the Yao Ming and T-Mac years. Now, Rick did a good job. Yao was hurt, but Rick got them to some, you know what I mean? They made some noise, got to some conference finals. You know, Rick had him moving, but Jeff Van Gundy was doing good work as well. All right, T-Mac, good individual player, and all this, everybody make the Hall of Fame participation trophy nonsense. You know what I mean? He wasn't about that playoff life. He was not. Jeff was making the most of what he had. What did Danny Ainge do, though? What did Danny do? When that happened, he swooped in and he brought a top Houston Rockets assistant to Boston for the 2008 season. That Houston Rockets assistant name being my favorite coach, true 4-star general, Tom Thibodeau. Danny Ainge came, swooped down, and got Thibodeau, brought him to Boston. Who was Defensive Player of the Year in 2008? Who was he? Crazy to think that's 17 years ago, yo. Your boy's getting up there. That's 17 years ago. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Defensive Player of the Year in 2008 was Kevin Garnett, under the leadership of Tom Thibodeau. The Celtics and their woes currently, it has to do with the brain trust. Okay? You're missing Van Gundy. Is it Charles Smith, Charlotte Hornet head coach? I believe it's Charles Smith. Charles Lee. We're missing Charles Lee. Shout out to the people that's checking in with me on, the check-in. I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Make it do what it got to do on the YouTube check-in. Appreciate my people. Okay? Celtics, right? And that just come to my mind. Right? The brain trust was not there in the Miami year. That embarrassing Game 7 loss at home after they won 3 straight. Really, the third win in Miami was kind of crazy. But then, right? So this year's team, those cracks in the armor, you don't know. You don't know. Okay. Back to Miami and Jimmy Butler, folks. You do things different ways. But Pat Riley is the standard, the rules. It is what it is. You know what you're getting yourself into around here. And just because you know what I mean, you're in your feelings, and so we're gonna be even more in our feelings to make it crystal clear. Miami Heat, we do not tank. And we ain't about all of this other stuff that other people are about. We built different. The Miami Heat are truly built different. Remember Eddie House was saying it. Eddie House on that 2008 team does a great job, in terms of analyst work. He's like, you don't hear about Miami Heat players getting in trouble. And they play in Miami. Also known as the sunny city for shady people. I had to talk about Miami's a sunny city for shady people. But the Heat players don't get in trouble. Am I happy Jimmy Butler is suspended indefinitely? No, I'm not. But I'm happy that we are establishing a culture, and that culture is being reinforced about, all that glitters isn't gold. NBA players, a generation, and we go back to my awesome 80s, y'all was flying coach. 6'7", 6'8", middle seat. Okay? And you was happy to have that flight opportunity, not to be in a bus driving. Games tape delayed. Okay, so all the luxury and that has come with the globalization of the game. Okay, with the star focus of the game. Okay, with NBA players being cultural forces. Okay, the vision of the late great David Stern continued on by Adam Silver. We're still holding you to that same level as was in effect in the 80s, just because you have all these nice toys and everything else. Folks have just gotten that they, you know what I mean? It's And I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to. All right, we're just going. All right, pay the penalty. Sit you behind on the bench. We taking money, and go in the corner and pout. Or I don't know what. I don't know. Jimmy Butler, and by the way, he's an interesting dude. One of these guys that he was talking about when he was coming from the Bulls and he was building himself up. That I think he families in the Houston and Texas area. He's like, we ain't have no TV, we ain't have no internet at the house, and we just work out 3 times a day. You know what I mean? Like some football teams would do. When they go into a big game, military style. Military style. Just encamped, for that game. So that's the kind of mentality that Jimmy saw. I don't think Jimmy, I don't know what he's doing. I hope he returned. I hope he comes back to the table and negotiates in good faith so that they can get this situation squared away, and he can be on his way in my, you know what I mean. But if it's just gonna be, hardball, as far as Jimmy is concerned, well, it's just gonna be hardball as far as the Heat are concerned, and you might miss the trade deadline and you might miss the rest of the season. I'm sorry to say it. Miss the deadline, miss the rest of the season. Okay, we're going to do rapid fire to finish the show. Rapid fire to finish the show, folks. In terms of the check-in. The check-in, that's what I borrowed that from CP the franchise. That's what he says. Okay, so let me, you know what I mean? Everybody has their own style, so let me get my style right. Jimmy walked out of practice. Suspended indefinitely. Okay, folks. NFL. Raiders got it right. Pete Carroll. Okay, boundless energy. He's older. Okay, but you know what I mean? What do you want to do? Only so much time you can spend on the pool side, right? Greg Popovich doing a great job with the Spurs. He's getting up there. Had some health issues. Had to step away. Okay, so you guys step away. And you come back when you're ready. If and when. You're getting older, so first things first. Pete Carroll, he had some time away. You come back rejuvenated. He's a solid coach, first-rate coach. He going to coach him up. Okay, so the Raiders got it right. I was thinking, outside of the box, maybe too far outside of the box. Brady talking about leaving Fox. I thought, maybe Tom, can't touch anybody in the NFL. Come back, play some quarterback. That does not look like it's going to be the case. What it look like it's going to be the case is the Raiders are going to be trending back in the right direction because they got the right man for the job. Dallas Cowboys did what the Dallas Cowboys do. They love football in Texas. They obviously love not being a good NFL team, because this right, and again, it was noted. I was on Nightcap last night listening to your boy Uncle and Chad doing what they do, but it was just not. This was not. But I mentioned this before, but not to compare, but the point of fact is, the Dallas Cowboys had what the Chiefs have. They had that club, Shannon was making, when Jimmy was there. They had it, and they, what did they say? The Paradiso lost? Paradise lost? They did no. It was unacceptable. Got some rain coming in? Sound like we got the rain coming in. Maybe rain, maybe some wind, maybe some rain. We shall see. We shall see. So the Cowboys, bottom feeders. It's almost, how do I want to put this? Like Sisyphus. Because they have, they're not, the Cowboys are not just awful, but they're just in that middle gray area, that middle, decent. They just live there. Get your hopes up. First round exit, start again. And it's got to be Jerry's way, and it's going to continue to be Jerry's way. And he has to have a yes man leading the way. And so he's got a, second, third, fourth rate coach that's going to coach them right back into mediocrity. And, they're it's crazy. They're never bad enough to get a high draft pick. But they're only good enough to get your hopes up. Never bad enough to get a high draft pick. Only good enough to get your hopes up is the Dallas Cowboys. So more of the same. Jets, Glenn, I like it. An opportunity coming from Detroit. And I like what I'm hearing in the messaging. Aaron Rodgers is going to be on the same trajectory as Kyrie Irving, meaning he's going to have to get up out of there now. You don't warn up your welcome. Warn up your welcome. And the Nets, they went for the star route. They got rid of a good coach. That was the writing on the wall to start with. Because Kenny Atkinson was there. Let me repeat that. Kenny Atkinson was in Brooklyn. When Harden, Durant, and Kyrie showed up, Kenny Atkinson was in Brooklyn. And the opinion of those stars, of that star coming to Brooklyn, is we don't need a coach. There's more. That's the narrative we're going to have to get. It's, you know what I mean? It's craziness. This, I don't know. This is where I get kind of, you know what I mean? It hurts me that I have to end the Passion Project because some of these narratives now that are just coming into fruition, this pod would have to go on for another hour to dive into some of these things that come to. Will we do another hour? No, but we're going to come back to these things. Okay? We're going to come back to this idea the Celtics slide has to do with their brain trust being impacted. Okay? Which it does. They're not as strong a coaching staff this year as they were last year. And they're sliding. Then we're going to have to do the reconstruction. Okay, the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving had Kenny Atkinson, runaway favorite for Coach of the Year this year, as their coach in the beginning. And what did they, meaning Kyrie, want to do? Talk about we don't need you. How did that go? Where did it end up? We know the story. Owner Joe Tsai said, enough's enough. We taking back control. Okay, I'd rather much less talent and more consistency and blue collarness than this pampered prima donna diva baloney. Get up and out of here. So I think that's what's going on with the Jets. Quietness is kept. We're going to do it, professional, but Aaron Rodgers, you got to go. We done had enough. You got to go. We done did everything for you, and the team was just terrible. Terrible. Okay, Salah shouldn't have been treated like he was treated, and how he pushed him away in the sidelines and all the rest of this nonsense and just the constant drama. Get up and out of here. You got to go. Okay, gone. So, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Give me a team of togetherness that's less talented than a team of superstars, that are selfish all day, every single day. All right. Okay, a couple things. I like the trade in the WNBA. Kelsey Plum moving over to the Sparks. Jewel Lloyd coming over to the Aces. I like the moves that's being made and players teaming up and playing, being with who they want to be when they want to be there. It's a beautiful thing. WNBA basketball. Shout out to the late great David Stern. If you're a hooper and you love basketball, you love the WNBA, and that's been consistent. NBA stars support the WNBA. There's no question about it. No question about it. So I'm liking my Knicks. My Knicks doing what they need to do. Clink clank. Handling business against who's that in the red? Oh, Memphis. Memphis in the red? What? Memphis kind of tough. Surprising me in the red. What's going on? Second half. Knicks, get it in the gear. Yes, sir. Oh, the cat man went out not to be denied. Memphis, you at the top of the West, but you in the Big Apple. Mikal, give me that layup. Give it to me. See when my Knicks play like they can. Yup. OG. Precious. Folks, the Knicks have the same record as the Grizzlies. My New York Knicks got the same record as the Grizzlies, folks. They gave them 143 points tonight at the Garden. Boston. Celtics. You better guard your grill. Celtics better guard their grill. My Knicks, My Knicks is this. They figuring. They figuring it out. They figuring. 2 All-Stars starting as should be. You know this. We was told, it's been. Now, I mean, you got to be careful what you wish for because you might get it. But my Knicks fandom is unquestioned. Tom Thibodeau, my coach, and I have been saying, and now we getting to see it come to fruition. It's you don't want to take these moments and because I was saying, Cat, we need Cat, the pride of New Jersey, Don Bosco in New Jersey, bring Cat home. He was brought home. I was saying we need Mikel, La Cosa Nova, and we about to go and get Ragu. The Knicks, we're gonna find a way to get Dante DiVincenzo back. We're gonna find a way to bring Ragu back. We need to bring Ragu home. But even still, still Josh Hart is there. Obviously, Jalen Brunson is there. The benches, Landry Shamet, Campaign, young Tyler Kolek, reliable. So the guard play is there. Do we miss Ragu? Yes, we miss Ragu, no doubt about it. But we have guard play as well coming off the bench under the leadership of Tom Thibodeau. And Mitchell Robinson hasn't even been back and is coming. Boston, better guard your grill. You better guard it. What did they say in the Departed? Shout out to Martin Scorsese. Saw that film. So I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me. Celtics, you mess around and give up that home court advantage too, so you have to go through the Garden to get. I would be, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean? Because if my Knicks beat the Celtics, I don't care. We're gonna beat. If the Knicks beat the Celtics in the second round, we're gonna beat Cleveland in divisional in the and it can go 8 if it needs to. We're gonna beat Cleveland. If the Knicks make it to the finals, we're gonna win the finals. I don't care. I don't care. It all comes down to Boston in the second round. That's the finals for the Knicks. If the Knicks can get past Boston in the second round, we win the chip this year. We win the chip. Boston, don't. That would hurt me to a certain extent because you know what I mean. I was hurt by what happened with Minnesota by what happened with Denver, and that championship window closing in a heartbeat. But if it has to be, it has to be. If that's what has to be for the Knicks to win the first championship in over 50 years, it has to be. These Knicks, my Knicks are they put 143 on Memphis. Come get that. Hold that. It's a beautiful thing. We so again, parting in such sweet sorrow. We got to find a way to allow this podcast to be what it needs to be in the midst of the other responsibilities. It's a busy time right now. I'm not complaining. Okay, I'm one of the luckiest men on the face of the planet. Everything I do, I enjoy. I got a bunch of get-to jobs. Okay, in terms of the teaching, in terms of the refereeing, a bunch of get-to jobs. It's a beautiful thing. But sometimes I gotta cut things short where we got some meat on the bone. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Celtics and the brain trust that's being missed, and we're gonna do the Brooklyn Nets. Who could have had Kenny Atkinson as their coach? How would that? We're gonna do some retro, some what do they call that? Ex post facto in the court of law. Those things are ex post facto. Well, the Celtics thing is at current, but the Brooklyn thing is ex post facto. We're gonna get into that, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your host, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King. This is SandCity Sports. We making it do what we do. Late night, early night, we get in when we have to get in. Okay, and we're going to see you again the next time. Peace.